Hey everyone, Paradigm here, showing you Shulk's 50-50 throw kill confirm, the Monado Purge. This 50-50 is escapable by the majority of the cast only via a buffered air dodge. If your opponent tries to double jump or double jump and air dodge away, they will still be hit by your up air. This is due to the fact that while in hit stun, characters can perform an air dodge earlier than any other action. What makes this 50-50 particularly devastating is not only how early it can KO, but the incredibly wide percent range that it works. This is primarily due to the fact that there are 3 different progressions of it. The first progression is simple. After your up throw, simply full hop and up air as soon as possible. The second progression requires the use of Monado Art Buffer deactivation, which you can learn more about in this video. You perform it by pressing special 3 times during up throw's end lag animation. It is very important that you only press special and do not move your control stick, as this will override the buffer deactivation input. If successful, you can immediately full hop and up air with greater height and speed to catch your opponent. The final progression uses a double jump immediately after your up throw. This is more difficult than it sounds, as you must input the double jump very quickly, but must hold down the jump button for the duration of your jump squat in order to input a full hop. Using 2 separate buttons to jump, one to full hop and another to double jump, makes this much easier. A common misconception with the Monado Purge is that you must buffer deactivate for it to work. While the buffer deactivation is required at certain percentages, in general it is better to use one of the other 2 variants, as it does not require you to deactivate Monado Jump. This means that if you are unsuccessful in your purge, you can simply try again with your next grab, rather than waiting for Monado Jump to come off of cooldown. Moves such as Bayonetta's Witch Time are tricky to contest, as even being a few frames off in your inputs can mean you getting punished. However, timed properly, Purge does still have frame advantage. You can also hard read a Witch Time and punish accordingly. Most other special moves that might be used to escape represent no problem whatsoever. Timed properly, Purge will still have frame advantage and beat out all of these options. Ryu's focus attack is a little different, as Shulk's up air being 2 hits allows for him to ignore the move entirely. There are a few characters who have been able to consistently avoid Monado Purge, either by double jumping or with a special move, removing this option as a 50-50. In the description of this video is a link to the full list of characters that the 50-50 does and does not work on, as well as the exact percent ranges that progressions work on each character. Punching air dodges is something that many Shulk mains forget to practice. When in Monado Jump, you actually have a few options to choose from. First, you can simply delay your up air slightly. This works best with minimal DI left or right. Back air works in a similar way. However, this option is better for catching opponents DIing. Even drifting air dodges, such as Ness or Lucas, can be caught with back air. However, this option will not kill as early if they DI inwards, as you will land a weaker back air. Landing up air into a second up air kills even earlier than most Purge starting percents. However, this is harder to land depending on your opponent's DI both when air dodging and between the hits, so be sure to practice this one thoroughly. This punish is also viable if your opponent air dodges onto a platform. While it is not likely, if your opponent mashes air dodge, they can actually avoid the second up air. If your opponent does this, you can bait out that air dodge as well. In general, air dodging onto platforms allow you to punish however you like, including with a backslash. However, this is a highly risky punish that should not be used often. If you found this video helpful, subscribe for more Shulk content from myself, and keep an eye out for more from other members of the Shulk community.
Talk is cheap.